Hi, all. Thanks so much for joining Making Healthcare Work for You, Different Perspectives and Empowering Solutions. I'm Stephanie Fields, joined by my co-host, Dr. Apoorv Gupta, and today we are welcoming Dr. Marc Schiffman, who is the co-founder of VoiceLove, which is essentially a cell phone turned into a secure walkie-talkie connecting patients, primarily in the ICU or other places where they're socially isolated with their family members from anywhere across the world, which is remarkable. So Apoorv, you have our one question for today, so take it away.
You've developed a really remarkable device, and it's an incredible technology for human connection, which a lot of people are searching for because as much as we need the direct one-to-one connection, we also realize that ultimately technology is going to have to fill the gaps because there just isn't enough time. Maybe there just aren't enough people to go around. So I'm really incredibly enthused about the type of solution you have. I guess the question that comes up is the use cases you've described so far, how this originated, is really out of the hospital setting, and especially what you're going to be trialing is in the ICU setting to reduce delirium in the ICU setting and to improve patient and family engagement. Right, but we know that social isolation in general, depression, anxiety is a huge problem. The Surgeon General has recently come out and talked about how loneliness is a public health crisis. So the question to you is, should this device actually have much broader ramifications than ultimately the in-hospital use that you're initially setting out on?
So thank you for that question. And the answer is absolutely. We see this as not just in critical care hospital settings. Hospitals can assign channels to whoever wants that in the hospital, and we've created an easy way for them to do so. But, there's more than just the 6,000 hospitals in this country alone. Plus there's over 60,000 long-term care facilities. And, up to, 60% of those patients develop delirium and have loneliness and, issues with that. So our goal is to keep people as connected as possible. So all day long, grandkids could reach out to their grandparents, friends, and I'll just my own example. So I lived with 5 roommates in college. And since then, maybe once or twice a year, I'd hear their voice. We assigned a channel and it's just voice messages. If you miss it, you play it when you're free. We hear, we're going back and forth with nonsense all day long. And it's just a way of keeping things connected, hearing updates. And, our goal is really to make sure that people from wherever they are in the world can stay connected. So we will be working with, we've learned a lot from our different pilots and trials and speaking to elderly patients and older individuals. And I think we've created a big solution, something that'll really help with this epidemic of loneliness as described by the Surgeon General. So we will be applying for NSF grants and things like that to really hone in our solution for a dedicated metric and method of addressing that.
One thing we didn't mention in the full interview, I don't think, is that you partnered with AT&T with their 5G to help build these connections where they may not exist already.
Right. And that was something, and looking at our available options, that is a company that is really focused on keeping people connected. And they, in my meetings with them, they committed to getting boots on the ground to hospitals where their cellular reception is not adequate. And we learned that a Wi-Fi solution is completely inadequate for the hospital system and, quite frankly, for the long-term care system, because many of them do not have adequate infrastructure set up. So as far as the hospitals, there's going to be these 5 wards, it works great. These 3 wards get no reception. And that's something that we need to fix. And AT&T committed to having boots on the ground. So they're actually working together with us and doing a lot of our operations and infrastructure. And they're going to be a great partner to really change the world with.
Thank you so much for being here and sharing this. We appreciated your time.
Thank you so much for having me.
Many thanks. Thank you.
And thank you all for watching. We'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.